Will AI replace architects? The End of Traditional Architecture. Written and produced by Arcland Pro. Imagine this. A world where buildings design themselves. Where the next Zaha Hadid, the next Tadao Ando, isn't human, but a machine trained on millions of architectural drawings. Where the creative process we once considered uniquely human, intuition, emotion, composition, is now replicated by an algorithm. Are we approaching the end of architecture as we know it, or the beginning of a completely new architectural era? Today on Arcland Pro, we'll explore one of the most important questions of our time. Will AI replace architects, or will it finally free them? Chapter 1. The myth of irreplaceable creativity. For decades, architecture has been considered a sacred human craft. We believed that creativity, the act of shaping space and emotion, could never be automated. After all, how could a machine feel? How could it understand context, culture, or beauty? But then, something changed. In 2022, image generators like Midjourney and DALL-E began producing visuals that looked like they came from the world's top concept studios. By 2024, AI systems like SpaceMaker, ArcDesign, and Hyper started generating full site layouts, environmental simulations, and even adaptive facade systems, all in seconds. Suddenly, architecture's creative frontier wasn't human exclusive anymore. AI wasn't just drawing, it was designing. And the question shifted from, can AI create, to, can architects still compete? How AI is already transforming architecture. Chapter 2. Let's break this down. AI isn't replacing architects overnight, but it's redefining what architects actually do. Right now, leading firms like Zaha Hadid Architects, Big, and Foster Plus Partners are experimenting with AI-driven workflows. Not just for visualization, but for real design logic, generating optimized structural systems. Predicting environmental performance. Balancing aesthetics with functionality through machine learning models. Imagine being able to simulate 10,000 versions of a facade, each tested for light, heat, and view, before your morning coffee. That's what's happening today. And yet, while AI accelerates production, it also raises an uncomfortable question: if algorithms handle analysis, modeling, and even aesthetic variation, then what's left for us? Chapter 3. The architect's new role, from designer to curator. Here's the truth. AI doesn't eliminate architects. It transforms them, from designers to curators of intelligence. In the same way photographers shifted from developing film to editing digital raws, architects are shifting from sketching every detail to directing intelligent systems. The architect of the future might not model a facade, they'll teach an AI system how to think about one. They'll craft prompts, parameters, and datasets that define values, proportion, materiality, emotion. This is no longer about drawing faster. It's about thinking deeper. Those who resist this transformation risk becoming obsolete. But those who embrace it become the architects of the algorithm itself. Chapter 4. The fear of replacement. Let's talk about the fear. When people hear, AI will replace architects, what they really fear is losing authorship. They fear a world where design becomes impersonal, a series of automated forms generated without soul. But here's the paradox: AI doesn't remove the human, it magnifies it. Because for every tool that automates geometry, it opens new territories for meaning. AI can give us 1,000 solutions, but it still can't tell us which one matters. That decision, what is right for the human experience, remains profoundly human. AI can optimize, simulate, and generate. But it cannot empathize. It cannot walk through a space and feel. The real question isn't, will AI replace us? It's, who will we become when machines can design, too? Chapter 5. Lessons from history, technology, never destroys, it evolves. If you look back through the history of architecture, every major innovation, from the compass to CAD to BIM, triggered the same anxiety. When computer-aided design first appeared in the 1980s, many architects feared it would kill hand drawing. But it didn't. It expanded it. It gave birth to Zaha Hadid's fluid geometries, Gehry's digital folds, and the parametric revolution led by Patrick Schumacher. AI is simply the next wave of that evolution. What once took months of modeling can now be generated in seconds, but that doesn't make the architect irrelevant. It simply raises the bar. The architects who thrive will be those who learn how to speak AI's language, to translate intuition into parameters. Just as parametricism redefined design in the 2000s, AI-driven architecture will define the next century. Chapter 6, 1700 to 2000. The rise of the AI architect. Let's imagine what that future looks like. An architect walks into their office, but instead of opening Rhino or Revit, they launch their design assistant, a trained AI model fine-tuned on the firm's aesthetic DNA. They describe a concept, a museum that breathes with the city's rhythm, that shades itself, that glows at night like living stone. In seconds, the system produces 50 variations, all structurally viable, all energy optimized. The architect doesn't just pick one. They shape the evolution, selecting, refining, iterating, collaborating. This is the new design dialogue, not between humans and machines, but between intent and intelligence. Architects will move from drafting to directing, from modeling to meaning-making. The future architect is part coder, part philosopher, part storyteller. And AI is not their replacement, it's their partner. Chapter 7. Here's something powerful to remember. Architecture has always been about translating dreams into form. No machine can replace the why behind a design, the purpose, the emotion, the story. AI can generate endless possibilities. But it's the architect who gives them direction, who connects them to human life. The cities of the future will not just be smart, they'll be sensitive. They'll respond, adapt, breathe, and evolve, guided by architects who know how to use intelligence as a tool of empathy. That's the real challenge for our generation. Not to resist AI, but to humanize it. Conclusion: a new chapter for architecture. So, will AI replace architects? Maybe some tasks, yes. But the architect's soul, the ability to imagine, to question, to create meaning, remains untouched. The architects who thrive in the next century will be those who learn not just to draw or model, but to orchestrate intelligence. This is not the end of architecture. It's a rebirth. A new renaissance, one built not from marble or concrete, but from data, imagination, and vision. This episode was written and produced by Arcland Pro, where architecture meets innovation. Subscribe to Arcland Pro to explore the future of design, one idea at a time. And tell us in the comments, what do you think the role of the architect will be in the age of AI?